DAOs on both sides since Phalanx is banned. We see some zealots to counter the shields, but I don't know like how much they are needed to do so, because we also have the Cocos and the Flames on both sides. But maybe they are a backup disruption idea. Otherwise, it's basically the 4-unit green, purple, gold mix that we are used to. So nothing really special. But I will definitely put you guys also my YouTube link, where the VODs will be posted somewhere during the night. Because yeah, we are uploading from YouTube, Twitch to YouTube. That takes some time, not influenced by my upload speed. It is a bit slower. But yeah, I do not have to get data on my PC and upload again, etc. So I can still watch Netflix without getting annoyed afterwards. So yeah, feel free to check out the homepage of the CBR to get in contact and to get information, or my YouTube channel where I'm uploading the VODs afterwards. So you can enjoy everything I casted today. Maybe you watched the YeahBuddy game versus Story Enjoyers beforehand. That was definitely an amazing game to watch, as far as I know, what my little birds told me. So if you watch that, you can definitely enjoy the No Scrim game on YouTube. Most likely tomorrow, so like tomorrow during work in the evening, you have your chance on my YouTube channel. Post it in the chat. Okay, enough advertisement. I hope the tower pushing phase is fast over. And we see YeahBuddy Academy take everything that is not dependent as fast as possible, so we are getting into the action as soon as possible. Because old men like me need very fast action, so we're not getting bored. Life is too short for endless tower pushing phases. Breach is getting opened. Some hero presence is still on the wall, but it looks like Kermit Academy is definitely going to see the toe for a hold. A little bit boring for my taste when everyone is playing this plateau. But it's also understandable, since this is a very, very good position to start rotating. Also, hello Queen, welcome to the chat. Thanks for coming over. I guess you were enjoying the YeahBuddy versus Story Enjoyer game beforehand. So yeah, you should definitely check out tomorrow on YouTube what the No Scrim game was doing. Pretty solid performance, interesting to watch. And quick A-take here for YeahBuddy Academy. Also quick B-take. I guess that's one of the downsides if you're like very secure in your ways and you're immediately running back with your units to your final position. The attackers can just not waste any time, immediately go for only hero caps, and they will get more time on the end cap. I don't know. I guess it's more risky to bait a little bit more in the front. And maybe that's a little bit too advanced for second division, but I think it would be worth a try. To at least, you know, like hold this front supply or something. And pressure a little bit with heroes towards this A point. So the attacker is losing a little bit of time. Because time is crucial, not as much on this map as, for example, on Valley Fortress, where we definitely had this problem a lot. But yeah, giving up everything for free is not the way. And also AFKing your heroes here, like this is, nah, come on. Guys, this guy, this Polex solo capping supply should have been dead. You have a chain dart, you could have had like 5, 6, 7, 8 heroes immediately bursting the guy. Guys, use your hero. I know it's not as important as it was in the past, but it is good practice, and small advantages can turn into big advantages. And we see a very solid and interesting split action here, and YeahBuddy Academy bringing out the Falconettis. We definitely saw this from YeahBuddy as well. YeahBuddy also huge Falconetti enjoyers. I'm still not convinced totally by Falconettis, but as long as it's working, and for YeahBuddy it is definitely working a lot of the times, I cannot critique it too much. Do I see it correctly? It's actually double flames. Oh, this is a lot of specials for YeahBuddy Academy. But that's definitely not a huge front line. So they definitely can't lose any of them pre-fight. But they are pretty blessed. Kermit Academy is not looking like they're trying to give their musket a good hero presence here on the front to pre-fight take out specials. Falconetti's on the wall, getting a free rotation, and Kermit Academy staying passive. And we saw it in the game before, it is not the best idea to go full passive here. It's not a desirable fight if your opponent has a very good chance to control both of the supplies. Because this supply here in the front is very easy to immediately block. This supply is easier to protect by far. And definitely YeahBuddy Academy here with a very, very good choice of the battlefield. Ah, beautiful trap. Forcing the rotation into the trap, maybe. And also putting the opponent in a lose-lose situation because they get time to set up their specials. Kermit Academy with a solid rotation and reaction. Going here behind the pillar. Not getting immediately hit by the Falcos. Falcos now open and very good salty dive into the backline. Flora and Scare are immediately jumping in. This is maybe a weaker spot for YeahBuddy Academy because they have tons of specials and they are capable of getting flanked here. So very, very dangerous, and these hero dives are definitely doing a good job. Nonetheless, the specials had a long time to cook, and it looks like they already won the unit trade. So losing them is not that problematic. And thanks a lot, Queen, for being so generous, donating 10 subs to the community. So nearly everyone here in the chat, it feels like, got a very deserved sub for supporting the channel. Thanks a lot, Queen. Yeah, extending her lead on the all-time scoreboard to 130 totally donated subs. Thanks a lot for the support. So yeah, you guys have to see my beautiful face on this C-cap. So you at least get some on-screen action because the fight already is over. Kermit Academy closed the gate, pulled back towards the end cap, but it looks like they might go for a re-attack here. I'm not a fan. Like these re-attacks, I am not that convinced. But yeah, Academy has a lot of units to come, and they're losing actually units to these cavs. But now the Star Wars Flames and Modaos are in place and are slaughtering the Kermit Academy units. And now everything that's coming out right now is a waste. Nah. Don't do this, guys. We saw it also in the first game. And yeah, White Raiders did this mistake, and I thought it was like more a mistake out of the, like they had a lack of experience, maybe. Maybe that was the problem, I thought. But Kermit Academy definitely have a good influence from experienced players. And I feel that this type of mistake should not happen. But the gate close. The gate close once again saves them a little bit of time. They might be capable of resetting a little bit. But yeah, frontline units dying in the front. Reinforcing Kokos will also just die here. Very unfortunate timing. Individual mistakes here. Bringing down these Kokos, yeah, so late, so they couldn't help in the first place. And now they're getting rolled because they're too early on the battlefield here. Very, very sad to see these mistakes here in the end. But yeah, maybe they played too passive in the beginning and then did not have the confidence for good decision making. I mean, Turul is one of these maps that is not as long in the rotation for a lot of these tournaments. so people do not have the experience on player and shot caller side. And maybe these academy teams rely a little bit more on the experience from the shot callers. That definitely might be the case. But very unfortunate, because it ends this game way sooner than it should have. And this setup here on the top of the stairs, getting hit by this very good and very standard trap. Ah, there is the massive hit onto the flames, but some models still live. Heroes are getting picked on the point bit by bit, but now this is just the last twitching of a dead team. Even if they retake this end cap, the unit trade has already gone down. Brace. Not a very fortunate brace here for the Hellbats. Lukev makes it through, but YeahBuddy Academy, they can just call in for a quick little reset. They do not need to keep going, but I think it does not even need the reset. They can just keep spamming. They win anyway. Very unfortunate. I think it was again this very, very interesting cascade of mistakes we already seen in the last game on this channel, where the defenders like do absolutely passively play the C plateau and try to overcompensate their passiveness with a crazy counterattack into an already set up attacker that can reinforce like 2 meters nearby on this supply. And I don't know where this, maybe it's an overcompensation by the shot caller, because I am not quite sure if people really plan to play like this. But yeah, I think if it was intended to play like this, back to the drawing board, and next time I do hope we see a better idea of how to play this map. With maybe some more early aggression, because both teams that played passive on the C plateau got absolutely murdered. And yeah, now we have a chance to see how YeahBuddy Academy is going to do it. And I definitely hope we do not see this mistake the 3rd time in a row. But guys, we will find out after the short break, after honoring our MVPs here. I see Rasa on the one side, and on the other side we also, come on, Ein BZH. I'm actually not quite familiar with this name, but very solid MVP performance here, killing all the zealots. Okay. See you guys after a very short break where I drink. Correct how long it took the opposing team to take them down. I would say they were not of a huge impact, and every other type of unit, like a set of Cocos, a set of Flames, a set of whatever infantry would have been better. But they definitely, and I think the more I think about it, it is it makes more and more sense. I think they gave them the room to go down from these stairs towards the top supply, and that is already enough of a reason to take this unit. But I do think afterwards the Falconetti player, yeah, maybe should have even swapped directly on the supply. Just get rid of the Falconetti, pull a Cav, come a little bit delayed to the fight and wipe with a Cav. That would have been 1,000 times better. Because they were fighting in the open, and fighting in a very open space with like 3-4 like special or vulnerable units is not the best idea. And they got a little punished for it. But in the end, yeah, it made no huge difference, because YeahBuddy Academy played a really solid blob, played way together and farmed them way too hard with this special stack before even the hero dives mattered. Yeah, I would say Falconettis did their job, but they are not impressive in fights, as we also expected them to not be impressive in fights. So yeah, maybe Falconettis are more impressive for poking and denying certain positions or making certain positions more unattractive. Maybe that was the biggest win of them. And we will also see Kermit Academy bringing these Falcos as well. So maybe they're doing a kind of mirrored push strategy over the wall. And yeah, we will see if YeahBuddy Academy is playing this differently. Because I think you can split your defending forces into maybe even 3 pieces at the bottom of the stairs. So the Falconettis cannot wreck everything. But the important part about it is the timing. You know, you need to let Kermit come down to the bottom in a position where you can catch them from 3 sides. All 3 sides need to be coordinated well. So the shot calling needs to be absolute on point. And then you can even counter the Falconettis in this top position, like right here. But yeah, that requires a lot of skill from the individual players, a good coordination and shot calling. And it needs every player of the team to be fully aware of what the conditions are under which you want to push or where you want to wait. And maybe that's for a little bit too much for an academy team. On the other hand, they have a lot of talented and experienced players in YeahBuddy Academy as well. So from all the second division teams, maybe they are the team that is most likely to play that way. But the first thing is an A-hold by YeahBuddy Academy. That is interesting. I like to see that. And I think now is the moment where Kermit Academy is realizing, okay guys, we are the special team, we are not getting A for free. And I do hope they have an adequate strategy where they can take this A point. They're bringing up the muskets. But the muskets need space. Actually, the nameplates are bugging a little bit here. Okay. Some care drops. By the way, they look absolutely beautiful with a new legendary, or the semi-new legendary. But here we see something I was speaking about beforehand. YeahBuddy Academy just baited to waste some more time. This is exactly what I mean. Like, YeahBuddy Academy already showing the good practice here, and they definitely show that they want to play in the first division. When they're attempting these little moves that ensure they're wasting just a little bit more time. And it's not, it's not a game-breaking move, but it's just adding up small advantages. And that's something you need to start practicing as soon as possible to get these things going as basics. Because little mistakes add up to big mistakes. Little advantages add up to big advantages. And then you can also beat the big teams, the stronger teams, when you learned all these basics and implemented them perfectly in your way of playing the game. But they're also sitting here on the plateau, and now we can definitely put YeahBuddy Academy to the test and see if they are playing this plateau hold smarter than Kermit Academy before. Or if I'm just totally wrong with my prediction about how this fight is going, and they just sit there passively and win anyway. That's also a potential outcome, and then you guys can clip it and share it, that I absolutely did not understand how this plateau works. But as always, I'm here also to learn and understand the game better, and I'm definitely appreciating if these teams prove me wrong and show me something that is actually really, really good. And we see, okay, a capture so far on the supply on the left side. So do we see a crazy rotation over the end cap? And what is the correct answer to this? I mean, to be fair, end cap cannot be touched. C point needs to be kept before. So where do they want to defend them? As always, do not fight on this bridge. This bridge is bad. Here by the Academy, bad. And I think it looks like they're realizing it. And they definitely need to let them come at least to, like, onto the C point, I think. That's the moment to strike for YeahBuddy Academy. Because then they have the flanks here from the top supply. They also can work off, like, at least 2 different angles here from the front, so they are not fully getting wrecked by the trap. because this part of the plateau is travelable. On the other hand, if they wait until here, they might give Kermit Academy the rotation towards the supply. Which I think might be even the better option for YeahBuddy Academy. If they're baiting them into getting into this road, they have a clear two-sided flame angle. I'm not a fan. This is too early. This is too early, guys. Come on, don't troll this. We definitely have to zoom in a little bit to see the action happening. Okay, Falco impacts pretty low, not crazy hits here, but some delay in the blob. Right side flames are cooking, but getting immediately attacked by 3 heroes. But the left side flames are not attacked and they are full cooking the blob. Beautiful double-sided setup. Even, I mean, maybe the grab was like onto the blob was a little bit early. But since Kermit Academy was splitting up by themselves very aggressively, they still got a very solid two-sided fight. And now the Cavs roll in. Supply was not blocked early enough, but now the short sword is on it. And is gone, and now YeahBuddy Academy can keep pulling and wipe the rest of the units. But the trap taxes some more units. Supply is blocked once again, and now the question is, what is faster, the respawners or the repull of YeahBuddy Academy? I do think the repull might be faster. And we do not see an instant retreat or a C rush. I think they might try to go for another organized fight. Time-wise, that's absolutely okay. They have 8 minutes left, so maybe they push on minute 7. But yeah, they're good time-wise, and going for a more organized push might be the best idea here. Also, greetings to Junkfoot in the chat. I'm actually not quite sure if Chapel is playing. I think he's not playing. I didn't see him in the lobby, and I think I would have realized. But definitely you underestimate him. I think Chapel is by far the best dual blade like in the universe. But it might be even out of universe, you know, like he might be even better than that. I'm very sure. And YeahBuddy Academy muskets going aggressive, trying to do as much damage as they can to vulnerable units in the blob. They might find some of the Arbalists. Very good abuse of this like high ground position. You can only punish it, by the way, like if you either go here or back here to get up to these muskets. But yeah, that is something where the heavy players or the melee players need to go aggressive pretty early. And now we see right side rotation here from the bottom. No space needed on the top. But now the Falco's on the supply. Okay, the Falco is doing some damage and I guess it will be immediately pulled. I would argue that the Cav's getting pulled. But very solid blob here by Kermit Academy. But also solid blob is a good target for the cooks. The cooks are hitting right in the middle and they might explode the flames. Also good Cav flank here by Alpine. And it looks like the blue waves of Cav are taking some units off the red blob of Kermit Academy. But they're not dying as much as we might have thought. And now the Hussars come. Oh, this Hussar did definitely hurt. The supply block is not getting consistent. Good pulls by YeahBuddy Academy. And it looks like these shields are standing there pretty uninvolved. I was really asking myself what they did. I think they might provide enough frontline. But now the supply block is getting more consistent. And this might be enough to throw back YeahBuddy Academy onto the end cap. Unit rate is pretty even. So if they get C, they have a solid chance, Kermit Academy, to win this map and to draw the game. But now some YeahBuddy respawns are coming in. And this Kev might wipe enough and in a fast pace. Come on. This Kev does not look the greatest. What is this Kev doing? Stop V-mode brawling. Charge it. You need to wipe as fast as possible, guys. So that you can pull and not run the risk of getting interrupted once again. But they got a lot of units out. And now the rush of Kermit Academy is coming. But these Kevs just might get murdered. Oh, they're making it deep through. Very, very good Kev here from the Polex, because most of the YeahBuddy blob, including the anti-Kev, already went to the front trying to hold a C point. And now the chaos is breaking out. Supply not contested right now. YeahBuddy can keep pulling, but they are burning a lot of units that way. And this is looking actually really good for Kermit Academy. They might really get this point with a good unit rate.
Our legend makes us immortal.
But YeahBuddy Academy is putting in more and more units, and it looks like the Kermit Academy reinforcements are not coming as fast. Even AFK shields, what are these shields doing? Are they calling in for a reset? I hope they're calling in for a reset. They have 3 minutes. Unit rate got worse again. And these shields are AFK. So I think them. Oh, the player died. But then please retreat. What are we seeing here? The miracle of the shields. Is it the dead player not retreating? Is it the reset that got called? I mean, they have a slight unit advantage now. But why are they... Oh! No, no, no. This is not how it works. You cannot AFK these sheets and then yeet Kev into anti-Kev. This is not how it works, my friends. This is not how it works. Okay, but now here we see the reset. 2 minutes, 40 seconds here on the clock. So they need to move at a very solid... Okay, what is this? Okay. I'm not quite sure if the Helots are meant to be used like this. I think you really want to build them closer to the front line. Also because of like how the buff works. I think better buff duration or longer buff duration in the relevant area comes with later putting the supply. But now the units are buffed and ready to go. In YeahBuddy Academy, they definitely do need to play the timing. They cannot lose the C point or they will get killed on the end cap. They lost the unit rate. This trap, not the greatest. Arguably not even good. Like right here on the top or here in the front would have been way better. But maybe it doesn't matter anyway. Kermit Academy pushing deep. Some hero divers in the back onto the Helots. Arbalest did not really get value because they couldn't get up the stairs. But the infantry blob looks strong. And these Rattan units are definitely eating also the YeahBuddy shields. Good flanks by the Kevs from Kermit Academy. But now the time is running low, and that's now the only question. Unit rate stopped mattering right now, because the unit rate is won by Kermit Academy. If they take the C point, the game is basically and practically over for YeahBuddy Academy. So they definitely need to time their jumps onto the point well. They should not waste HP. They definitely need to rotate their heals. And there is the hero that might win them the game. The Spear Sergeants. If they manage to get onto the point, it's a huge time waste for the attacker. They got stopped before the point, but they definitely gave space to the heavy players. Baker now on the point. Archon next to the point. Now he's Locharing on the point. Mother God, hop on. Communication not perfectly on point. Tumewiese, you need to jump. IP now and Tumewiese on the point. Some units making it through. Lily QT waiting here in the side. Very smart. Waiting and healing. Ready to jump. They need to get 15 seconds over. Some heroes onto the point. but their swaps are not clean. They're like losing 1 or 2 seconds every time they need to swap the player on the point. The musket rolled off and the point has fallen. All the YeahBuddy Academy units are dead, and that looks like Kermit Academy is taking this very, very close game. And they will break the gate. 3 minutes for the end cap. That will be enough with this absolute amazing unit trade in the end. YeahBuddy Academy with slight mistakes there in the execution of the jumping on the point, but the fundamentals were there definitely. And no shame to lose like this in a very close game. And that's how we get us a draw here on Turul Varos between Kermit Academy and YeahBuddy Academy. GG's to both teams. The end was absolute cinematic and super entertaining. And I definitely appreciate this type of games. It looks like these teams were in the correct league, getting a good matchup that is perfectly entertaining. And now we see the last twitching of YeahBuddy Academy, showing good attitude, jumping the endpoint as well, trying to, delay the undeniable win from Kermit Academy. GG's. And we will hop into another break after inspecting the scoreboards. Honor with another MVP. I think he's getting a lot of these MVPs in his team. This time on Nodachi. I'm not quite sure if he's always playing Nodachi, but correct me if I'm wrong. Very solid damage here against heroes and units. Getting 1 Falconetti. A lot of blue shields, decent mix of units. Well played. Dominating here the scoreboard in his team. On the other side, Violet Evergarden, after subscribing to my channel, immediately abusing the power boost and getting the MVP with her Poleaxe, 101 unit kills. Well played, also solid damage values. So yeah, GD, and we will see us in roughly 18 minutes in the next game. That will be Bandits against APM. Or did I skip match now? I think it's Bandits versus APM, if I'm totally correct. Yeah, YeahBuddy. We left this game, so we are heading towards APM versus Bandits.